Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. If you guys are looking for undervalued investment opportunities, definitely click subscribe. I go over a plethora of things in terms of undervalued investments and why I think they are good investments. I go over valuations, I go over technical analysis, I go over market conditions. And all these things are important to learn to become a better investor in any sector. Doesn't matter. And I'm just covering a lot of commodities because that's what's undervalued at the moment. This is uranium. I'm going to do some technical analysis. This is not financial advice. It's only my financial opinion. Please take it as such. Make sure these things fit within your strategy. I did buy a little bit more in uranium today in some of my favorite companies that I think are pretty good. I just sprinkled a little bit in. It's not huge amounts of money. I'm just sprinkling in. And I do think things are firming up. We're starting to see patterns where it's a bullish engulfing pattern. Big up day, candlestick engulfing the smaller down day before it completely. Usually that means it's a reversal pattern and that we're most likely going to go on up. So I was looking for a basing pattern going on out. The buyers stepped in here, painted a big candlestick. I'll show you what that looks like in a lot of these charts. And I think the path of least resistance is higher now. So I'll show you what I'm seeing in the charts here. So here's URNM. We're painting a big bullish engulfing. This is bullish. We have another bullish engulfing candlestick right here. So what we have is we have a bullish engulfing candlestick here, which means that the trend could be reversing. We reversed this downtrend move. We came on up. We went sideways with not too much of large candlestick down days. We had a bearish engulfing, but the bulls stepped in here and showed them up with they opened low and finished high, engulfing this entire candlestick before it. I think we're going to see a move higher for the entire sector in general. CCJ painting it's not a bullish engulfing, but still it's a bullish candlestick. I don't like seeing the wicks at the top. I prefer that they end strong, which usually means the momentum is running to the upside. Now I did do this before the end of the end of the day today, but it looks pretty good, and we could be going higher here. NXE, same pattern that it's painting, same picture. Fission's struggled a little bit. I don't know if it closed here, but I'd like to see more of these large white candlestick bodies that are big and with the momentum going to the upside. That's what I'd like to see. If this thing still has a chance to roll over at this 50-day, if this provides a little bit too much resistance. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. Blue Sky Uranium, kind of thrown in more of an exploration developer type company. This downtrend did break to the upside. We did pull back a little bit. We could be coming and looking for an upside move at any time now. That's what I'm looking for. Base load, again, I'm looking for an upside move. We broke out and we've been just dragging along this trend line. Come on, buyers, and step in. Now, if we get a weaker dollar, we get some money flows into the overall energy sector, and I think some of it will see commodities just in general. I do think that a lot of these companies will see money flows into them. Encore Energy, and I don't know if it ended here, but again, if we have this bullish engulfing of the candlestick before it, I do think that the buyers are stepping in and going to push it a little bit higher here. Goviax, this is a bullish piercing, a little bit different candlestick. Usually it means it's a short-term bottom. Came up, smaller buying pressure. If the buyers did step in a little bit here, I'd like to see the buyers step in and push it up on higher. We're still kind of monitoring some of these companies. Global Atomic, depending on where this ended, if it ended a little bit higher than this, we have a bullish engulfing. So we had a bearish engulfing 2 days ago, or yesterday, I should say, yesterday. And then the buyers came in and answered and said, nope, we're going to go higher. So I think that I'm leaning towards an upward move here if we got this bullish engulfing, if it ended a little bit higher than 5.5%. Forces Metals, we had a nice little wick on the bottom. Usually that means we could be heading on up a little bit for the short term. Buyers are stepping in here. They're not letting the stocks go down. LEU, bullish engulfing. So we had a kind of a bearish setup here yesterday, and the bulls stepped in and are now painting a picture that we want to go higher, that this support line is valid, and that we want to push this stock higher, the bulls, that is, the buyers. So it looks pretty good. Another bullish engulfing candlestick on DNN. Wants to go higher. The bulls are starting to gain control here. Uranium Royalty Corp, not much to say here. Nice little tight candlesticks. This could bounce around a little bit. UU putting in a bullish candlestick. We could potentially go higher here. Standard Uranium still basically scribing out this in this pattern here. But I think the path of least resistance for the sector is up. I do see some positive developments in terms of two big up candlesticks in the small down days. Big candlesticks up, small down. I think we're going to move to the upside here very shortly if we can break this small little downtrend right here. Pure Point Uranium, again, we've got the downtrend. It's still in the downtrend, but the sector's firming up. The sector could push, money flows could push in here and push all these things higher. Here's Canalaska. Again, we're starting to firm up a little bit. I'd like to see a stronger close than what it did today. I don't like seeing wicks at the top. Usually we're going to go sideways for a little bit longer before moving up. Sky Harbor broke its little downtrend here. We came up, small little down days. Doesn't look too bad. If it ended a little bit higher than this, we could see a move on higher with a nice bullish engulfing. And then we got UEX-CF, UEX Corporation, the pullback. We thwarted the pullback right here with these two up days, small down days, and then we put in a hammer today where the sellers tried to sell this off, but the buyers stepped in and pushed it higher. I think this is going to go up, and this is a short-term bottom. I kind of like it right here. I actually added in a little bit of UEX in my own portfolio. So that's what the overall sector looks like. We got that nice big bullish engulfing on URNM, the overall ETF. I think there's a good probability here that it's going to go higher. I added in a couple of companies. I've added into UEX, CF. I added into Bannerman, BNNLF. And again, guys, I'm not like loading up. I'm not loading the boat up here. I'm adding into my positions that I've already established. I'm sprinkling money in. I'm cost averaging in. I'm seeing signals or signs that we could be putting in a short-term bottom, which means that I usually add a little bit of money. So I on these pullbacks, I wait. I'll add a little bit if something looks like it's going to turn. And then I wait again if it either breaks to the downside. And then I add again if I get signals that we could be putting in short-term bottoms. And if we get the short-term bottom, then great. I added some money in at a good price. If we don't, I'm going to continue to cost average in. I'm looking at the valuation of uranium to gold. I'm looking at gold to stocks, and I'm looking at gold to the money supply. Gold is incredibly cheap. Uranium is incredibly cheap to gold. When you have this setup in commodity bull markets, uranium's going to outperform gold, and gold's going to outperform stocks. Uranium's going to vastly outperform other assets in this move, I think. It's going to be one of the best sectors, in my opinion, for gains against other assets. And that's what I want. I want purchasing power gains against other assets. That's the whole point of it being an investor. If you guys like this type of content, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. Thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.